Sandy from Doux Designs. And tonight, I want to play with these little gingerbread men. These are the coolest ever, you guys. I love these stamps. So, problem is, I have been wrapping presents all day today. So, I'm a little bit running late, but I'm winging it, and I think we'll be fine. So, hi, Cheryl. So, I just got these in the mail. These are Ninja Gingerbread Men. I mean, what is better? I like gingerbread and I like ninjas. So, you know, it doesn't get any better than that. So, I have not opened them, so that's what we are doing tonight. They are Trinity Stamps, Gingerbread Man. And I'll put the link for the shop in the comments on this live after it's finished. But I'm super excited, and I think because I'm feeling like I was rocking it today, that I'm going to do this little ninja and this little ninja. But really, you could do any of them. They're super cute. So I haven't opened these before, like I said. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to clean them before we stamp with them, because sometimes if you clean them, they behave a little better the first time you stamp with them, because they can be they can have a little bit of film over them from the store, from the manufacturer. And so I like to clean them up just a bit. I'm not going to clean them all right now, just the ones that I think I'm going to use, because I want to make sure that I have all that residue cleaned off of them. And I also want to use, the holidays have snuck up on us again, because that's kind of how I feel. Although I am ahead of the game, because I have most of my presents wrapped now. And have all my shopping done and all that good stuff going on. So I want to use Oh Snap, because I think Oh Snap is perfect for little gingerbread guys. I mean, come on. It's awesome. So this little guy and this little guy, which the Oh Snap will work out great for, because he's snapping the candy cane in half. And then this long sentiment right here. Definitely want to include that. So I'm going to move these over so I can get that on the edge. And I think what I'm going to do is I want to use a different ink pad for these than I use for these. So I'm putting them on separate sides. Hi, Diana. And that way I can use the different ink pads. So I have the ink pads that I have are the VersaFine Clair, which I like to use for words, and then Memento, which I like to use when I'm coloring. So I have Clair and Memento. And you might wonder why I have the date on my ink pad. Is because I have several of them and I want to know what the most recent one is. Why do I keep the old ones? Well, when I can find refills, I refill them. But when I can't, well, you know how that goes. You have to buy a new one. Make sure I got these sentiments pretty straight. I do have the dies to cut these out, because there's so many ins and outs. I don't always get the dies, but this time I like to have the dies with this one. So we're going to stamp the ninjas first and make sure it works and that we're not having any residue on the brand new stamps that I have. And then we'll move on to the sentiments with different ink. Oh, look at that. Just magnificent. First time. Perfect. Okay. So just in case, so that, you know, nothing moves, I'm going to go ahead and clean off those ninjas real quick, because now we're going to stamp with the other ink, and I just don't want to mess up anything. I feel like a chicken with my head cut off a little bit tonight, because, you know, I've been wrapping presents and sorting gifts and cleaning up and so much stuff today. Running errands, got my nails done. Kind of have a headache. Yeah, all the things going on tonight. Okay, so now we're going to use this VersaFine Clair. I like this a lot because it's darker. It gives you a darker look for the sentiments, which makes me very happy. And if I knew what paper, background paper I was going to use, I'd probably just stamp it at the bottom of that, but I have two and I haven't decided which one I want to use yet. So we're just going to do this and cut it out, but I'll leave it on here in case we decide to come back. See, so much darker. You can tell just by looking at it that it's significantly darker than the other one. So it worked out really good. I just want to press on snuck again. Yep, just to make sure all is well. You could stamp it a second time, but I don't really feel like I need it. In this case, I think it did very well. So I'll just wipe this off real quick, just so I don't make a mess. And then I'm going to take just a plain white piece of paper to lay on my sticky mat so that the stamp and the sticky mat don't stick together when I close it up. And then there are my ninjas. And I am super excited about these ninjas, by the way. I did say earlier, I don't know if you caught it or not, but I did just get these and I'm very excited about them. So I will have to cut my dies though, because again, they're brand new and I haven't had a chance to like cut them out yet. If I can find my cutters. I won't be cutting the whole thing, but I do want to cut just the ones that I need. So I always use this Hero Arts clipper that I have, and I'm pretty sure that I need that one, so we'll cut that off. So I just use it to cut right up close to the die so that it's like that. And then the other one, I think it's this one. Good, close by. So we're going to cut that one. And then usually over the trash can, I cut this last one off so that it doesn't fly around my craft room. It goes in the trash can. So that's usually how I cut them. Now I need Oh Snap and this one too. So I'm assuming this one's Oh Snap, and it is. So we're going to cut that one off, because we'll need that one. And then this long one right here we'll need as well. So since we're not cutting them all, I can just cut these smaller pieces of metal that are in between. I can just clip all the rest of that when we're not live, so you guys don't have to sit around and wait for that. So I haven't decided on colors completely yet, but I knew that I wanted to use the E39, 37, 35, 33, 31 for my gingerbread. So I went ahead and pulled those out, but those are the only ones that I've pulled out so far. So I'm going to zoom in. Look at those. But all of these little icing areas, and of course the headband with the icing on it and stuff, I want them to all be different colors, you know, so it's bright and pretty. The background colors that I chose were this, of course, gingerbread-ish color. and then this candy cane background, and I haven't decided which way I'm going to go, because whatever I choose on the outside, the pieces that fell out of the die when I cut it will go on the inside. So if I use the tan, then the candy canes will go inside. And if I use the candy canes, then the tan will go inside. So all I had to do is just cut the die twice, and then I have two versions. And we'll decide that after we get these little guys colored up. So we're going to have some challenge because we have eyes that have no particular eyes. So we're going to have to play around with that and decide what we're going to do. I think we'll probably draw it in there ourselves, but it is a gingerbread, so it doesn't have to be like a real life person's eyes. So that'll make it a little bit easier. And we absolutely have to have red and white due to the candy cane. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those out as well. So I have C3, C1, and C00 will be the white part of the candy cane. Although this candy cane is less white and more tan. So I think we're still going to go with the white though. And then we'll just pick up on the red color that we want to use. So tonight I'm going to use our 59 instead of 89 and 46 and 24. So I hope you guys aren't talking and I just can't see any of your comments. This seems to be quite an issue lately because I don't see any comments. Maybe the rest of like the little designs and stuff we should do in some color of green. So I'd like it to be more of a bright green than a yellow green. So I'm going to choose a few and we're going to test it and see what we think. So I have another piece of this hammer mill paper here. And let's see if this is G28. It's pretty good. That's up the alley I want to go. And then I had G07. Oh, yeah, that's good. And then let's see how G14 goes with that. Oh, look at that. I pulled 3 and they're perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So that was easy. All right, so that's going to be our target for that. Now, we will need a darker color for his handle, like black. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that real quick. So I just do 976 in the same C family. And we'll just go from there. So let's go ahead and get started. I think we're going to start with the gingerbread part because it'll just be easier to do that. Okay, grab my little Copic holder here so you guys can see what I'm using. So 39, 37, 35, 33, and 31. So we're going to go ahead and start with this little guy at the top. We'll probably color them together at the same time, like all the brown, then all the other colors, just to give us a variety of what we're doing. This right here indicates that that this gingerbread is kind of round, and that's the side of his head, and this is the front. So I'm going to allow for a little bit of reflection on that side. And then I'm going to put a little bit underneath this headband that he has on. Sure, they have a technical term for that, headband. I don't know what it is, so we're just going to roll with this. His little neck is over top of his body, so I think we need to have some of that darkness underneath rather than above. Rather than on his face, we need it on the top of his arm. And then his hand. It's almost like he's going, come on. So that's folded over. And then this one that's holding on to his sword is overlapping the other side. And he has a second layer right here where you're supposed to kind of be able to see the other side of the gingerbread. And they did the same thing down here. So the artist drew it. That's my interpretation. I can't say for sure if that's what was in the artist's head when they drew it, but that's my interpretation. So I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to do a little bit underneath some of these areas where there's frosting because I want that frosting to look like it's standing up. Now, I'm thinking that this headband is showing frosting. So I would say that it would be good to put this same brown, like gingerbread color in that middle part. And then almost like it will almost look like there's a hole in his little bandana there. I don't know how that'll look when we get done because, of course, I haven't colored these. So we'll see when we get there. I don't know. I wonder where everybody is tonight. What are you guys all preparing for the holidays, maybe? Okay, this little guy looks like he has a whole headband on this way and this way. So I'm just going to focus on the inside as his face. And I'm going to put a little bit like up under his eye and a little bit on this side as well. And then he has got the karate chop going on here. And they kind of made it look like he has like a little shirt on. But I'm going to color him all gingerbread. Because I'm just going to make it look like it's icing. Just little icing designs on him. And not like a little ninja outfit. You were just thinking that? Where is everyone? I don't know. Sometimes that happens at Christmas time. People just get so busy and Christmas parties and all that kind of stuff. I had debated not doing lives during this time, but, you know, because I got lots of stuff to do too. But then I thought, no, some people, there might be a few people who are either not celebrating at the same time as us or that would just like to hang out, take a break. So I decided to go ahead and do the live. So I am thankful for those who have popped in. There'll be a replay, so those that miss it can watch it later. Yeah, it's just us right now. Although there are some people who come on and it just doesn't tell me on the screen that they're on. So, but you know, even Linda's not watching. What's up with that? This is E37, the next one, which is going to soften out some of that real dark, harsh color I put in there. And I went and got my nails all done for you guys, so they'd be all cute and pretty tonight. They all have little different stickers on them. I did them for the Christmas time. I think it's a perfect time since I'll be going to visit my in-laws at the end of the week. So yes, I'm going to be on the road, but I will still be live on Thursday, 8:30 Central. He's looking so cool. I really like these ninjas. I can't even tell you. The minute I saw them, I was like, oh, I have to have those ninjas. I'm not really sure why I have such a love for ninjas, little ninja stamps like this, but you know how we all have our little quirks, and ninjas are one of them for me. And the fact that these are holiday ninjas makes it just even better. Oh, look, she heard me talking about her. There she is. Hi, Mom. I'm going to put some dark around the eyes just because I think it'll make them look really cool when we get the eyes done. And then we'll move on to this little guy down here. I think I've been drowning my husband in Christmas movies lately. It's been fun. I like to watch Christmas movies. Oh, I gotta move this die out of the way because I can't move it up so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And we just finished a movie when right before I went live, I was like, wonder what time it is, if I have time for another one. And then I was like, oh no, I gotta stop wrapping presents. And I gotta get busy figuring out what I'm gonna do. I have to say I got most of them done though. I'm pretty happy at the progress I made today. Clean the house, ran some errands, wrap presents. It's a ninja kind of day for me. I was feeling like a ninja myself. Got my nails done, went to the post office. I was rocking it. Now back up to this guy and we're going to move on to the next color, which is going to be E35. There we go. E35. And now we're going to just keep blending out from where we put that last color. Now this one starts to get significantly lighter, so we're going to work on those transition spaces between the other two colors and this one. This one's also going to be somewhat of my true color, so I'm going to use a lot more of it than I did of the other stuff. So just so you know where I'm at with my thought process on this. Make sure I don't cover it up so you guys can see what I'm doing. I mean, if I'd have had these stamps early enough, all my Christmas cards would have been these little ninja guys. I hope I remember them next year, because all my Christmas cards have gone out already. All my Christmas cards and any Christmas presents I was mailing, all in the mail already. I'm a ninja this year. Seriously. And then Dale bought us a gingerbread house, so we're going to be putting together a gingerbread house and then eating it probably later after the live tonight or maybe tomorrow. It'll be our gingerbread house date night. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not real good with gingerbread houses. I don't really know how to do them, which sounds kind of strange, but I'm just not, I just don't know how to make them stand up. So we're gonna try it again this year. We failed last year. I'm going to try again this year and see if we can come up with some better ideas to make it work. So see now, yeah, really busy. Hi, Jana. I said that a little crazy. Hi, Jana. Yeah, I have been super busy. And on top of that, also still a little bit of the not feeling well thing going on. It's up and down. The weather's changing so much, it's killing me. Okay, so he's starting to look real good gingerbread color that I wanted. I might not go as light as E31. We might stop at 33 if it finishes it up nicely. I wasn't sure whether I was going to do them lighter or darker, and I couldn't decide, so I pulled all the colors, but we might not actually need them. And unlike regular people, I am not going to put any pink on their cheeks or anything, because I don't really feel like they're not human, and they're also not happy. They're ninja, in the ninja mode. But being that this color is so great for these little gingerbreads, Wow, that's a tongue twister. But they are very simple and easy to color. So they're definitely a nice one to have. So the next color, I'll go around that outside that I've been staying away from at this point. Aren't most people really busy during the holiday season? So much to get done, and I'm really trying to get ahead of the game. Oh, I also got my car washed today. I'm telling you, I was on a roll. That's why I said I was feeling ninja. I was just killing it. All right, E33 is next, and probably will be my last color. We'll see how it goes here, because I think 31 is so light that it sometimes washes out the color, and I kind of like this particular color, so I think I'm gonna stop at this and not use 31. I think this one is perfect. We also want to do inside his mouth, because I mean, after all, he's a gingerbread man. And this is where we're going to go around and fill in this highlight area. All the different places I left it open. Like here. I'm going to blend these together. And this one. Oops. It went out of focus there for a second. There we go. Gotta turn him around a little bit so I can do the other side. Now we're going to go down to this leg, finish this leg up. There we go. Pretty cool. What do you guys think? You like this ninja guy? Hi, Susan. Hi, Meg. Look, a few more people popping in. Yay! So the name of this stamp set, I should probably tell that again since there's people just popping in now. It's called Gingerbread Man. Gingerbread Man. And it is Trinity Stamps. But I mean, I like gingerbread and I like ninjas. So it works perfect for me. Sorry you're late just checking in. Well, thank you for coming and checking in. I'm happy to see you. Are you feeling really busy like we are? Too small for me. You like bigger images? Oh, I see. I can understand that. But these are so easy to color because they're pretty much, most of it's all one color. I mean, there's a few little accent pieces, but you could use a gel pen for that, or, you know, something fancy. Make it shiny and sparkly. So there's a lot of options. It doesn't have to be coloring that small of pieces. There we go. Yes, busy, busy. See, that's why I thought there weren't people here, because I thought everybody was busy, busy, busy. All right, I did go outside of the lines in this one tiny area down here. So I'm going to push that back in with my colorless blender. So just make sure you go just outside of where that ink is and just kind of saturate it to push that ink back in the lines, and then you're good to go. you can color them. You just like bigger images. Yeah, I like bigger images as well. These little guys, though, look how good they are going to fit in these little windows. They're going to be, like, perfect. So, I'm excited about that. All right, so we're done with that ninja color. I think I'm going to work on the gray colors next. So we're going to work on the handle of the sword. So we're going to do C9, C7, and C6. So C9 first. And start right there, up underneath his hand. Then I'm going to put just a little bit underneath each one of those. And then I'm going to put some dark right here. The bottom of that. And then C7 will be next, which is still a fairly dark marker. Still going to give that somewhat of a black impression. And then C6, well, it's just a bit lighter than those other ones, so it'll soften some of those areas a little bit and make them look highlighted. So if you can see, it leaves like a little bit of a highlight because I went so much lighter with the C6. I think I almost want to do, I think I'm going to go ahead and do like this little headdress that he has on in black. So I'm back to my C9. I'm going to go up here where that fold is, a little bit over here because he has it tied in a knot. I'm also going to put a little bit here and here. And then we'll move on to the next color. This is C7. So I'm going to extend from where I put those. And I still haven't decided if I want to make his eyes like black with white gel pen. I don't know, can't decide. They're not round, so I can't really use googly eyes. I mean, I could on one eyeball, but the rest of them, it just wouldn't. This is just not one that it would work out well with. So we gotta figure out a way to color them. And then we're gonna use the C6 for the rest of that little headdress he's got going on there. So I'm going to just start blending those together. So we're doing a little spinning them around because the angle's a little easier to do with you still being able to see the paper. Okay, so we have a little bit of black in each one of the scenes. Now I'm going to go with the really light, which is C3, 1, and 0, 0. And that's the part where I'm going to do the sword with the C3. Whatever part's closest to him, I'm going to make that darker. And then I'm going to start on these white areas of the candy cane. So just a teeny bit of this color because we don't want to make them look gray. We just want to make them look like they have some color other than just white. And he broke this on the white and the red areas, so some of these little thingies are going to be white and some are going to be red. So now we have C1, So we're just going to go along that line where we put that C3 and just soften that line. It's not much, but just a little bit. Same thing with these. We're just going to soften each one of those lines. Just a little bit of TLC. I mean, you could always use a white gel pen for this if you prefer, but that's entirely up to you. C00 is what we're going to use for the remainder part of the knife. And then the remainder part of these. And notice I'm just doing one sweep over those small areas as to not blend out those dark shadow areas for me. Okay, now let's get into some red and green. So we have red and green for each one. So we need a little bit of red on one and a little bit of green on the other. So let's go ahead and start with this guy down here first. Because that's a Christmas tree on his head, I want the Christmas tree to be green. So I'm going to start with the red R59 and I'm going to do the headband with that color. Make the headband red. Definitely want to make his lips red. And then each part of this, each side of this candy cane needs to have a little bit of this dark red. And I'm holding the marker upright so I can get teeny tiny little brush strokes in there because I don't want it to be too dark. So you don't go very far up into the candy cane. And if it's easier for you than doing those little tiny brush strokes, you can just do one line. Whatever works best for you. I like to do it with the little lines. Hopefully some of them are a little bit uneven. But you can do it either way. Whatever is easiest for you. Now the rest of these little pieces are going to be red. So I'm going to do one dark red and then the rest of them will make them lighter colors as we go. So the next one I have is R46. And the last one will be the highlight. So we're going to go ahead and fill this in as though it's the true color. And it will have just a little bit more of this color than the other colors. So we can just start building that out. I'm going to go around his lips, but leaving a little bit for that highlight. And then around the outside on the candy cane. Leaving the center for the last color. So I'm extending out from each side and closing in the left and the right areas. Especially on the broken one where it snapped. Gotta have good control of that brush stroke so that you don't go outside of the lines. Because red doesn't push back in as easily as the brown did. Red gets real finicky. It doesn't like to be pushed around, if you know what I mean. Okay, the last two pieces, I'll use the last red color on it. So this is the R24. So I'm going to blend out up here. Just kind of getting that softened up a little. I like it. I'm happy with it. We're going to do the same thing with the lips here, leaving a little bit of light on the bottom. And then we're going to do each one of these candy canes. And we really want to soften that up so it looks like a smooth, pretty color there. So it's back and forth several times till it blends. Just so we don't leave any harsh lines. But don't blend so much that you lose your dark and light. I think we got it going on right now, so I'm pretty happy with that. So if you're not sure if you'll blend too much, you can put that first coat and then go back to it after you give it a little bit of chance to soak in and do its blending and be happy. That one's gray, that one's red, that one's gray, this one's red, this one's red, that one's gray, this one's red. So different colors going on there. And we could even put just a tad bit on this one. It can be a half white, half red piece. Either way. Now, let's go ahead and finish him and leave his eyes open while I think about him. We're going to use green for the rest. So all of these little areas here where the frosting is, just putting some green around the edges. Oh, and the Christmas tree. Don't forget the Christmas tree. And I'm just going to go all the way around it because the black looks very light on that. We'll be using that red and green again for the top guy. Oops, that's the light one. Don't want that one. This is G07 is next. So we're going to blend out, but leave a little bit for the highlight area. Same with these. Just going to be blending out, but leaving a little space for the last color. It is not really a specific way or place that I'm putting this. Just getting a little bit of light and a little bit of dark in there just so you can see all the colors. And they're very small areas, so it doesn't really matter, but you can see the impact of the green with the red and brown. So G14 is the last color I chose, so I'm doing that back and forth blending to mix those tones together. Now for here, these are such small areas that I'm just going to go over them. I'm not really all that concerned about them blending, just as long as I go over them and cover any white. They are pretty tiny spaces, but they look super cool. So we have some options on those eyes. So my brain's still thinking about it. So I haven't given up. We're going to test out a couple of things with it in a minute. We might not do them both the same. I think we're going to reverse him. So his frosting is going to be red instead of green, and then the rest of the stuff will be green. So let's go ahead and start with the frosting so we can see what we're doing. He definitely needs red lips, not green lips. So we know we want to get some of that red in there. And then the frosting is going to be red. So I'm going to go ahead and do some of the little spots on the frosting. Just kind of doing on the end, then where it dips, then on the other end. Oh, he's got buttons on this one too. I think we might make the buttons green. I'm sticking with the red and green tonight. I'm not going to pick another color. This leaves us with probably one of the lower amounts of ink I've used on a video. Although with the gray, it took a lot more. But the basics of it is the browns, the red, and the green. And I only used 3 on each of the red and green, so not too bad. Just softening those edges a little bit. Same thing with these lips. And then we're just going to do the same thing. I'm just barely touching the paper, not putting a whole lot of color in there. A little bit more on this one because it's a bit bigger. Goes up and down. And then a little bit here. And you could just do these all one color and not get all that specific if it's too tiny of a space for you. But I like the detail in them. You can really see it, I think. It's worth it. R24 is the last color, so we're just going to blend that out a little bit. Again, it's really just touching over it. Not a whole lot of blending. You don't want to go outside the lines. But these colors go from pretty dark to pretty light, so they work really well together. Now we're going to do his little lips. Leaves him some highlight on his lips. Hello, hello. All right, next we're going to move on to the green, and then we will have that done, and we will have to work on the eyes. So G28, I'm going to work right here. I know I went over that with the light brown, but we'll be going over that with green as well. Not really too concerned about it. I don't think it's a dark enough color that it's going to cause any issues or anything. I am going to go underneath this area right here and above this area. I want to keep that color fairly dark. And then we're going to do his little buttons. So there was a spot where I had colored a little bit of brown in there, and I just covered that up with the green. Next, I have G07. Excuse me. And this one, I'm going to start doing just a little bit in that lighter area with this G07. Blending out from where I put each part of the dark color. And then on these little twisty pieces that are flying around while he's doing his little ninja routine. On the outside on those little dots. And then the last color is the G14.
Not the gumdrop buttons.
Not the gumdrop buttons. Yes. Gumdrop buttons. So notice I just dotted in those because I didn't want to get that messed up. We're going to do the back and forth on each side, and then we're going to do it a second time. It'll darken that color and blend that out just a little bit more so we get a real good blend on there. You can hear Dale working away over there too. You guys hear that printer going? And Bev got my Christmas gift in the mail the other day. Oh, yay! I'm so glad she liked it. Good. Then my gifts I mailed are arriving. There we go. All right, now for the eyes. We could put eyes in there and leave some of it white, sort of like real eyes, but this is a gingerbread guy. So I was thinking we could do like a dark, like up here, let's do his eyes. Let's do some of his eyes with this really dark black. So I'm going to go C9 at the bottom here. And here. And then I'm going to pick up C7. And I'm going to start brushing up from that bottom part and then along the top. Don't worry. Making you nervous? He looks crazy right now. And then C6. Blend those out. And then we'll let that dry and we'll use the white gel pen to put his little eyeballs in there. You mailed her and her family today. Yay! Good job, Mom. Good job, good job. Okay, so for this one, we're going to use the lighter grays. So we give it a little bit of a white in the eye. And then you guys can tell me when we're done which one you like better. I didn't want to make his completely black because I felt like it was too close to this large area we have all in black right now. So what I'm going to do is just in these small areas on the side, we're just going to give him a little bit of that gray. Going to sleep now. Their jeansies look great. Thank you. You early sleepers. I was still awake at 2:30 a.m. this morning. I had insomnia last night. It was a bummer. So notice I went down the side where I put the darkest color and around the bottom, but not at the top. And that's because that's where we're going to put the little eye. So we're just kind of building out that area around there so it looks more white. And instead of using the C00, I'm going to use the colorless blender because it's a little bit lighter and it'll push some of that gray out. So just going to go from the inside towards the outside to kind of push that color. I'm going to do that on both sides. Now, because this is colorless blender, you don't want to immediately color over top of that or it'll just bleed everywhere. So we're going to go back to our little guy up here at the top. Now, he should be dry. I'm going to take this gel pen, which is my absolute favorite. It is a Karin marker gel pen. It's a Deco Gel Milky Way. I'm not going to lie, I love this pen. Just saying. So what we're going to do is just build him a little eye in here. So we kind of gave him little bitty eyes. Isn't he just the daggum cutest? And he looks angry, doesn't he? Now for the bottom here, I want to put, I'm going to use my multiliner. And I have a 0.35. And now I'm going to draw his little eyes in black. I want them to be super close to the same size. So, and then when that dries, we're going to put some white gel pen in there. So you guys tell me, I think for this one up here, just adding a little bit more to him because I think that makes his eyes look a little bit better. So So he looks like his eyes are sunk way back in his head up here, and he looks like his are sticking out. So now, oops, still my black pen. I need my white gel pen. They both look pretty cool, so you'll have to tell me which one you like. So with our white gel pen, we're also going to add a little bit to the edge of this knife, this blade. I'm going to add a little bit in the center of each one of the white stripes on the candy cane, just so the highlight is a little bit more emphasized. Probably put a little bit here in his little scarf, and probably on this one as well. And then this one, I'll probably add a little bit around his face. And we'll do a little bit on top. And now we have a bit of this white gel pen that really makes them pop. We need to put a little bit on this guy's little button. This little gumdrop button. Okay. Now we have these cute little guys, and we're gonna die cut them. So this is my little mini maker. I love this freaking machine. It's the best one I have found, and you guys have seen me use several of them. But these plates, they last forever. The metal one bends, but the other plates are completely flat. I think this came from Spellbinders. I don't know if they still have it or not, but it's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is cut right down the middle here. And we're going to first cut out our sentiments, and then we're going to cut out our gingerbread men. So we're going to have to use some washi tape, or this low tack tape. I got this at Pajama Crafter Stamps, and I stinking love it. It's great. So the very first time I put it on my hand just once, just to make sure that it, you know, isn't sticky, that it's going to rip my paper. Most of the time it shouldn't, but just to be on the safe side. I hope this doesn't cut off the words, because it sure looks like it's going to. Looks like it's going to cut off the words. I hope not. If it does, we'll just stamp it on the other one. This is Oh Snap. Put that one. It's a little bit easier if I stand up and look at it. This one looks like it fits a lot better. But I can't do that because then my head will be in the frame. So I'm just going to, oh, I messed it up. Just going to stick them on here so it holds them still while I cut, because it's better if I turn them upside down, because the blade has to be on the metal. Otherwise you cut up this, and I don't want to do that. So, and then I just stick it through this little, it's a little squeaky, but it works great. Let's see how well those words cut out. I hope they worked. Not too bad, but it did kind of cut off the last letter. But I mean, I think you get it. Or we could just say snuck up on us. I might need it shorter anyway. Oh Snap is perfect. And then we'll do the gingerbread dudes. The ginger man. This one goes here. And I have it where I want it. I'm going to hold it with my finger so I can tape it down where I want it to be. Same thing with this one. Eek. Took me a second to figure that one out. Whenever I'm trying to decide a die, I always pick like an area of the image that looks different from all the rest. So I was looking for that little hump that looks like a wave. And then I start by trying to match that part. It makes it a little bit easier to do. So that's what I do with that. Now we're going to cut these guys. And then we get to start making our card. I'm excited. This will be my first little ninja gingerbread card. Oh, I didn't get it on there perfectly, but that's okay. You can't be perfect all the time, and in the end, it's handmade, so I'll just trim the little bottom part that's a little thicker. That one looks really good. That one was really good. But I feel like the bottom of this one is just a little bit thicker than I would prefer. So I'm just going to trim that a tad bit. And that's what I do if I get off a little bit on my die cut. Then I don't have to trim the whole thing. I don't have to do the whole thing. I just do those small little areas. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm not the best at lining up those dies, even when I tape them down. I still seem to mess them up every now and then. I would say that is not my, that's not my best task that I know how to do. It's not bad, but it's not my best. Okay, so I'm going to move my trimmer back over here. Now we have our sentiments and our cute little gingerbread guys. And then now we just have to decide which ones do I want to use. So I decided on a white card base. And I was thinking I really wanted to use this one on the outside. So my thought was to put these on the inside. You know, I love using dies like this, taking the center out in one color and adding it back with a different color. I think that is so fun. And it's kind of like a game. You know, it's like a puzzle. And I love puzzles. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I have a puzzle app on my iPad, and I do puzzles all the time on that iPad app. Mostly when Dale's driving, which hasn't been lately since I'm driving my new car. He finally got to drive it the other day, and I've had it for like 2 weeks. He finally got to drive it. I wish I had gumdrops for to put on here, but I don't have any gumdrops. So I think that's kind of cool. And then I like to place it out first. And if I can't come up with it, then I just start gluing stuff down because, you know, I don't waste that much time on it. I think I want to put this little guy down here. And this little guy up here. Because I want to put this "Oh Snap" by him. Because he's snapping the candy cane. And then, see, I knew that sentiment was going to be too long for the bottom of that card with that die that I have on there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to trim this off. And it's going to say, the holidays have snuck up on us. And I think I might actually, I was going to do it along the bottom, but I think I might actually put it right here. I think it'll be better right there. And I really want, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I really want to change these dots. I think they should be a different color. Almost think they should be black. So I'm going to check and see if I have a small, ooh, I do. I bet it's too small. I bet this will cut too small. Maybe we can just layer it. I have some black glitter paper over here on the side of my desk that I was using for another project. So I'm going to grab that real quick and let's see what happens if we cut these little dots out with that. And place those over top. I need 6. Oh, look, it's a perfect size for matting. Oh, I think it needed that bit of black. What do you guys think? Do you agree that it needed that bit of black in there? I feel like that really made it come to life. And then we're going to see what kind of, I think I have some candy, what do you call it? Shaker mixes. And maybe we'll just play around with the candy colored shaker mixes and pull some candy out that we can put around the card. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down first so we can have that done. And you know what? I think I'm actually going to double mat it. That'll make it stand up a little bit more from the rest of it. I think that's a good idea too. Let's do it. We already have it cut out. We might as well use it, right? I mean, we could save it, but let's be honest. How many people save all that stuff and then remember to go back and use it? I know I don't. I save it because I'm like, oh, I could use that for something else. But then I never think to use it. And before I know it, I'm cutting it out again. So, you know, what can I say? So I'm going to lay this right directly on top of this tan one. And all this is going to do is really, I mean, it was cut from the same die, so it's going to match up exactly. It's just going to make it a little bit thicker, which I think will be a very nice touch to this. And then we'll place this. I always like to place the background first and then place the pieces inside afterwards. I feel like it just goes a little bit easier for me in that manner. But again, whatever works best for you, do that. But for me, it helps to put down the base plate first. That way I know I have it lined up exactly where I want it. I'm pretty happy with it before I start building in. So I don't know if you guys can see this on camera, but that definitely made it a bit thicker. So I'm going to see if I can hold it up so you guys can see. It's not just flat flush on the card. Like there's a lip there. And I think that makes it a little bit better. And I might do some pop-ups on some of this. So for this one, I want it to go down into that area. So I'm going to turn it until I find the right spot because this was not the right spot. It didn't slide in there as easily. Oh, there we go. It didn't slide in as easily as I wanted it to. So I just want to make sure, yeah, this one's going to fit. So we're going to go ahead and put the glue on the back of this one. Now you could pop these up, but I think I'm going to pop the gingerbread men instead. So that's why I haven't done that yet. I haven't used any pop dots. Okay, I want to make sure that fits in there. So I'm going to start just going along the edges of the line and pushing it in so it sticks to the bottom one. Now it's sunken in, but just a little, not a lot. It's kind of perfect. Hey, Didiane, how are you doing? We are building some Ninja Gingerbread. card, a Ninja Gingerbread card. Because what sounds better than that? Ninja Gingerbread. There is a way this fits in there perfectly if you get it in the right spot. So I think I'm going to try one more way. Yep, that's it. That's the way that works. But however it came out of it when you did it, if you remember to mark it that way, it'll make it a lot easier. But I wasn't sure I was going to do it in this manner when I cut them, so I didn't check that out. So I place it along the bottom, get it all the way set in there where I want. And then I'm going to try to walk it around the top to make sure it gets inside there the way that I want it to. I'm going to actually use my finger now because I think it'll be easier. There we go. So it's sitting in there very, very nicely. And we're just going to press it down. Very cool. And then we can do one of two things. I can either pop that up and we can have the white background, or I can put them on top of each other. I think I like the white background better. Let's do that. Let's just leave these ones out. I don't think it needs that much light. So we're going to use these, but we're going to pop them up. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay, so I have some pop dots over here. Super handy. If I can find them. I said super handy, but then I can't find them. So I have some like this that have the very small ones, which will work perfectly on the backs of these. We're still going to look for candy though in a minute. So that sits right there. Still recovering. Can't wait to get into my room and craft, color all the things comfortably. Oh, I know. Know what you mean. I have been working so hard on handmade projects. I can't show them to you though because they haven't been delivered and those people don't know they're getting it, and some of them have their names on them, so I can't really show them to you right now, but I promise after I will show you. I mean, I'll take pictures before I go, and then after I'll show you what they look like. But I'm really happy with how the calendars came out. So there's one. I'm really glad you're recovering though. Hopefully you're feeling a little better. Do you have one to me? One of the calendars for you? Do you want a calendar, Dee? Do you want a calendar? I do have one extra. And someone gave me a handmade calendar for Christmas, so I don't really need the one extra. Oh, a card? Oh, I have lots of cards. I need your address, though. So you'll have to PM me your address. Did you see in the group, did you see the calendar? You can have this card if you want. Is this the card you want? You can have this ninja card. I'll mail this ninja card to you for Christmas. Christmas card. Because I've already mailed a bunch. I already have. I don't really need this Christmas card. This would have been going in my stash for next year. Oops. But I certainly don't mind sending it to you if you would like to have it. I certainly can. You just caught me on a real gifty. You just caught me on a real gifty night. And look, Cheryl, I can't mail you anything because your mail is on hold. I already checked. You'd love my calendar? Wait till you see Wait till you see the finished one. It's super cool. Let's pop. Shall we pop up the ninjas, or because the dots are popped up, maybe we don't pop up the ninjas? I can't decide on the ninjas. While I'm waiting to see what you guys think, I'm going to pull out candy from my, see what candy I might have in my stash of bling. Just going to pull out the whole thing. They started back today? Oh, Cheryl, that's great. So you want my calendar then? I have these little candies, but they're not really gumdrop buttons. But if it's all I have, we may have to use those. This one could also look like buttons. Let me just see if I have any other candies in here. I wish I had more candy in my little bling. I'm not seeing any more candy in my bling. Oh, you guys, I have Stitch bling. Did you know that? Look at that. I have never used them, but I have Stitch bling. Sometimes I don't know how I manage to have these things. All right, that's all the candy I have. So I have playing cards and hearts and all kinds of mess here. And I kind of think the colors on this go better than this. But we'll look at it and we'll see. It's last for Christmas, but I will still mail them. Better late than not get one right. Yes. Your granddaughter loves Stitch. Me too. I even have a Stitch tattoo. I love it. I really love it. It's on my arm. Okay, pop them up. She said, pop them up. Pop them up. So we're going to pop them up. Bloop. Bloop. Normally I would use, and yes, you have to make that sound when you're doing it. Normally I would use bigger pieces, but since these are just little guys, I'm just going to, bloop. Yep. There we go. I'm just going to put a few of them on here. I don't think it'll take too long. And I like that they're little, and he's little. Could you imagine putting all, like, 5 of those gingerbread men on one card? That would be so much fun. Got Stitch shirts for my son's girlfriend. Oh, that's awesome. I'm actually wearing a Stitch shirt right now with stitches all twisted up in all the lights for the Christmas tree on my shirt right now. Oh, yeah. He looks good popped up. That was a good call. Thank you for your help. I think I might do just the little ones here, and then I'm just going to pull out these bigger ones and knock out some space faster. Just a little bit faster. But I still need to cover all the space. There we go. That one. Oh, I like it, you guys. All we need to do is cover our bling. And I wasn't sure. I mean, before I started this live, I was just guessing what I was going to do because I'm not kidding. I was literally wrapping presents, but I ran out of Scotch tape. So I have to stop until I can go to the store tomorrow and pick up some more Scotch tape to tape the packages. Now we'll just peel these off real quick. I like it better with the black dots with the white behind them than the brown. I'm glad I didn't put the brown dots behind it because I like it better with the white. You guys know I can't give away too many secrets about Christmas because my mom is listening. But I did not make a calendar for my mom because it would hang on the wall, and her wall is full in her craft room. There we go. Now we have one ninja on there. Oh, you guys, this card is cute for a last minute thought. So I have a question. Was wrapping presents and gifts also ran out of tape? Oh, so I'm not alone. I'm not alone. I was going to use packaging tape, but man, that stuff is even harder. It's almost not worth the effort you have to put in to do that. So I know some of you followed me after I left the previous company I was working with. So some of you know me from Sweet Sentiment Stamps, and I had a quite a bunch of images that were in stamps at that time. I did it for about almost 5 years. So I have all these images, and I was contemplating releasing some of those images as digital stamps, but I didn't know, instead of, you know, waiting to be able to produce them into other stamps. So I was curious if anybody out there would be excited about that potential, or look, I found one with all the colors in it, but I think I should save that for another time. Red and green is probably the way to go. Red, green. The green is a little off green, not the right color green, but I think it still works. What do you guys think? Here's the red peppermint. There aren't any dark green ones. 2, 4. Just for the old stamps, you mean? Yeah, I mean, instead of reproducing them, there were quite a few of them that weren't out very long when they were only out like 2 to 3 months before. You're back, you hit the wrong button. So I had a bunch of stamps out there, and I've thought about doing them. Look, why would they give me this? There's nothing on that. What is that, supposed to be a mint or something? I mean, why would you put that in there with nothing? You love digital, Cheryl. I had you in mind when I was contemplating it. It's very hard to make that decision on digital stamps because, you know, they get leaked or shared or, you know, stolen a bit easier that way. But I was still contemplating the potential. So I kind of wanted y'all's input. If I put here, this is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's an odd number. This would make 9. I think I'll put the green ones up here and the red ones here. This will be the red ninja. Oh, you love digitals too? See, maybe it might be a good idea to think about that. I mean, I have so many, and I can't make them all into stamps. I just don't have the ability to do that just yet. Maybe we should make this one green too. Hee hee. I'm not sure I like these green ones. They're not the right color green. So I was just, Dale told me to put the question out there and see what you guys thought. Maybe I'll use these white ones. Oh, now it looks like a hockey puck. Might as well use them. We need to use them up for something. To see if anybody would be interested. I think I bought all the stamp sets for the last year or so. Oh, look at you go. Good job. See, but then people would start using them more and you'd see them out on the site and everything if they came back out. And I would be able to color them all because when I do a live and the stuff is unavailable, then people get frustrated because they can't buy it if they want it, you know? I mean, you never know if they're going to want it or not, but if they do and you don't have it, then they get disappointed, you know? Hockey pucks. I know it looks like hockey pucks, doesn't it? So I want to color all of those things again. So I was just curious what you guys would think. Maybe I'll put this other one right here and one up there. There's another ninja I think that would be a really good hockey puck one. So there's like 5 ninjas in this set. Like look, wouldn't he look cute with hockey pucks? Or this guy, he looks like he's skating like crazy. Look at him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five ninjas in this set. And if you guys are into ninjas like I am, I will put the link as soon as this live ends. I'll put the link out there for you guys to go get them if you want them. I love them. I'm really glad I bought them. But like I said, when I saw them, I thought, oh, that's it for me. I gotta have them ninjas. And they just came in. It took them a little while to get here because of the holiday mail traffic, but you think you bought them all? There are really a lot of images. There are more than I thought there would be. I did quite a few of them. But the shop is shut down now and you can't purchase them anymore. Any of my designs, except the ones that have come out with Pajama Crafter stamps. But I just work with Joy. I don't own that company, so I don't make the decisions on whether remake anything. So I was thinking of bringing them out on my own site if you guys would be interested. I might talk to Dale a little more. So be looking for some new different things coming from Dale and I in the upcoming year. I've had a break. I've had time. We've been working behind the scenes. So videos aren't all I'm going to be doing. So you just keep your eyes peeled. Keep following. Invite your friends to the group so they don't miss out. Did I get them all? Yay, I got them all. I should have put these little things in my little tray so I could pour them back in. I don't know why I didn't. Every now and then I make a stupid mistake like that, but I just put them on a piece of paper and then drop them back in here because they'll be easier to put in my little bag. So this is my little bling tray that Dale made for me. And then when I'm done, I just put it over the bag and pour all the bling back in there. I love this little thing. It's so handy and so tiny and so awesome. You bought 5 sets that were doubles, so you're trying to sell them. Oh, well, can you send me a PM and tell me which sets you bought that were doubles? If they're my art, I've been buying up any ones that people put on the market and doing giveaways with them because, you know, I want other people to be able to have them. And, you know, so let me know what you have. Let me know what you have and we'll talk. And here is my, oh snap, the holidays have snuck up on us. Isn't that fun? It was really easy to make and super cute. You know where I missed the white gel pen though? Really need some white gel pen on his lips. So I'm going to put just a tad. Just so you can see a bit of reflection on them. I think that will really bring them out. And this almost looks like a girl ninja and this a boy ninja. I'll lighten his little lips a little bit. But this looks like a girl ninja to me. I like that candy cane background too. I can't even remember where I got that. I just found that one piece of paper laying around. Anyway, that was, you'll do that tomorrow? Okay, yay! All right, so anybody who, so DDM for you, make sure you send me your address. And make sure you guys come back and join me on Thursday. I will be live on Thursday. I won't be leaving until Friday. Oh, and I did my nails for you guys with fancy little Christmas. See them? Let's see if I hold them like this, if you can see them better. So, snowman, reindeer, poinsettias, hats. Aren't these just so stinky cute? I never do that with my nails, but I figured for Christmas I would try it. I think it's cute and fun. I'm just going over the weekend to visit my in-laws. We're doing Christmas at their house. The weekend before Christmas. So, but we're not leaving till Friday. So, no worries. The lives will still be on. They were stickers, but now they're all underneath all that fancy stuff that the nail lady did. So, they're stuck on there for good. Till I go have them removed. But yeah, they were stickers. I just told her to do whatever she wanted. And this is what she did. So now I have lots of fancy on my nails. Well, I'm enjoying hanging out with you guys, but I should probably let you go. We already lost one that fell asleep. But yeah, so thank you so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. I will be here again on Thursday night. So come join me. Here from my home for 10 years. Oh my goodness, Cheryl. Way to go. You go, girl. I have a lady that I go see. She's super nice. And I go to her house. So, if I don't see you on Thursday, you guys have a happy holiday. But I know I'll see you guys back on Thursday. And then again on Tuesday before Christmas. So we have a couple of more times before Christmas. So you guys have a great evening. Have a good tomorrow. And I will see you Thursday. Good night.